Okay, well, welcome everyone. We are so honored and humbled to have Trish Crapo and her husband Tom with us today to give an artist talk about Trish's beloved sister, Susan Crapo, who all of you, I think, knew or have heard of at least in the last little bit. Um, so, what we are going to do, I'm going to read a very short introduction to Susan, and then I am going to hand things over to Trish and Tom to give their presentation. And then, when that's finished, we're going to open things up to a conversation and discussion where people can ask questions or look back at works that Trish shares or share memories and that sort of thing. So, without further ado, let's get started. Um, Susan Crapo attended the Leo Marchutz School of Painting and Drawing for the year-long program in 1979 and 1980, and returned in 1981 for the summer session. The school was pivotal for her, as it is not only where she learned to paint, but where she committed to the work of being an artist. Many lifelong friendships were forged there as well. Throughout her life, Susan worked seriously and enthusiastically in charcoal, graphite, oil pastel, watercolor, gouache, and oils. She often said that she returned to drawing when things got hard. Susan was drawing right up until her final days, sketching the flowers on her bedside table and the friends who came to see her.
No, you don't have. Yeah.
And now I'm going to turn things over to Susan's sister, Trish, to share her screen and give her presentation.
Hey, everybody. It's really cool to see so many people, friends, family. Um, and I want to thank the Marchutz School for this opportunity to share Susan's work, and Rose and Alan for all their help along the way, and Elizabeth Ivers for letting me know this opportunity even existed. Um, and also, Elizabeth shared excerpts of letters that Susan wrote to her, which will be part of the voiceovers that you'll hear in the movie. There's excerpts from letters to Elizabeth and also to me. I also want to thank Tom for putting together the movie, which it's unbelievable how many hours he spent, and most of them patiently, I would say. um, and with an eye always for making it be the best that it could be. Um, I want to say that it hasn't always been easy going through the work. There's really nothing that makes me miss Susan more than spending time with her work, but there's also nothing that makes me feel more connected, right? So it's both of those things. And it's an honor to present this to you. I know that many of the spotlights are maybe more focused on a body of work that somebody's working on right now. This is more an overview to show you what I think of as the amazing breadth of Susan's work, um, and the vision and the seriousness that she brought to everything she did, all the different mediums she tried. Anyway, let's see. So it will be a lot of work, but we have created a sort of second presentation that we'll shift to afterwards, where you'll see everything in a grid. And if there's something in particular you want to talk about, we can find it for you and we can bring that up and we can have a discussion about one piece of work at a time. So I think we should give this a whirl. Where is it, Tom?
You gotta go to that green button.
All right, here's the green button. Here's this. Share. Here we go. Is all that stuff?
Looks great.
It's that green
Got
button.
everything she needs. She's an artist. It don't look bad. She's got everything.
It's that green bar.
She
She's
said
an artist.
she couldn't see it.
Look bad.
My mother signed me up for a drawing class when I was 13 or 14
That's fine.
with this crazy Hungarian woman named Gigi.
Oh, you'll want to unmute because that's the sound for the video.
And
There
I
we go.
loved to still life with crayons and turpentine, but she told me I could draw. So my mother took me to Roberto Martinez, who was a Spaniard who ran a life drawing studio. He normally didn't take people as young as I was, 15 by then, but he took me, and I became his protege in a way. It was a very rigorous and academic training, I suppose, working only in pencil, tante, or fine pen, but it was the first time in my life that I was truly happy. I felt, and still do, that it saved my life, this learning how to draw, or discovering that it was something I could do. I made up my mind then, and I never wavered. I still think it is the thing I do best, the best thing that I have to offer to the world, except for being a good mother to Joe, which has taken priority for a long time now. I didn't really start painting until I went to the Leo Marchutz school. I majored in printmaking at art school and just did the obligatory painting classes I had to. Drawing was what it was all about for me. But after I left school, I started trying to work color into my prints and felt like I should paint in order to learn more about color. That's when I went to France.
And sparkles before she speaks. She's a hypnotist collective, meanwhile walking empty. Salute her on Sunday, bow down when her birthday comes. Salute her on Sunday, bow down when her birthday comes. For Halloween, buy her trumpet, and for Christmas, get her a drum.
I found a spot to work at called Wildfowl Bay. This bay is really nice because it's a quiet spot and no one bothers me there. And there's a variety of motifs. There are islands off the coast and open stretches of water, and the shoreline is pretty. Tall grasses grow in the water near the shore, which I guess is what the birds like. I've seen cranes there. I saw 3 of them fly by my house this morning while I was having breakfast. But when the wind is strong and it's rippling white caps through those grasses, it is really breathtaking.
So it's saying at the top.
They can hear us. So something about setting up video settings, which we didn't do. Yes.
I strongly feel the similarity in Michigan between the vastness of the flat farmland and the vastness of the lake. The light seems to move across them in the same way almost. You can see the cloud shadows on the ground just as you can on the water. When I first started painting in Michigan, I always went to the water, but then I moved out to the fields. I have to tell you that I found a beautiful road today. I need some new places to work, I think. So I explored a little on my way back from Bad Axe this afternoon. This road has red wheat, which is very red right now, and phone poles in red wheat, and a little creek even. And you can look across a field, wheat or corn, your choice, at the Kindy bean elevators, which can look very ominous and eerie on a certain kind of day. I went out to my field this morning and the farmer was rolling up the hay. It's going to be great tomorrow. I wonder how long they leave the bales in the field. I'll have this crop all the way through its cycle after the next couple of days. On Friday, I'll paint a bowl of Toto. I've just discovered in the past few days that I really like working in pastel. And here, Liz has been trying to get me to try it for so long. I think it's really good for me because I can literally draw with color in a way I haven't figured out how to do with a brush. There aren't any muted tones like the ones I tend to mix. I have to be bolder. I did a self-portrait in pastel that I was really excited about. I had to stop looking at it so it wouldn't intimidate me.
No, recount.
Oh dear. What
I've been doing some interiors. The dressing table in my bedroom with the mirror and the window. The chair I always sit in the living room with the table and the lamp. I was thinking of them as portraits without the people, but with the presence of a person there in the way the brushes and bottles were left on the dressing table and in the way the chair was pulled up to the lamp. They could be almost more personal than a portrait. The way someone leaves something or does something being less self-conscious than their face sometimes. And this house is so well used and speaks of the presence of so many different people. A strong foreground or grounding is very important, I think, especially if the main attraction is the feeling of distance or space. It's like having to go through the past to get to the present, having to have learned everything you have learned in order to be able to do what you can now do. I have almost always been attracted to whatever is on the horizon, something in the distance. It was Sam who first pointed out to me that all that space I was looking over to reach what I really wanted to get to had a lot to do with why I was attracted to the thing in the distance, even if it didn't seem interesting to me. I have not expressed that in a very articulate way, but it made sense to me what he said. And I don't think there are any rules about how to create that feeling of volume. It has to be felt. Sometimes I think it helps to go back to something after a long break, in that you might have forgotten some of your own conventions. I also think of what Giacometti keeps saying about just trying to really honestly look at something. It is easy to look at things carelessly or as symbols. And I remember how exciting it was that first year in France when I was first discovering painting and had no shortcuts, didn't even really know how to mix colors, and just tried to paint what I saw. Not that I would want to forget what I've learned, but I'd like to recover that sense of discovery. I drew portraits the other day for the first time in a long time. I feel pretty excited by it. I found that I was looking harder, maybe because it was a new person, but not only that. I felt differently about it. I felt like I was rediscovering something I'd been missing for a while. I think some of the drawings are strong too. They are different than what I was doing before, more definite. I think it's a step for me. It makes me feel that taking all these stupid temp jobs hasn't been a total waste of time, because I felt more concerned with capturing a whole person rather than concentrating only on formal things like relationship of head to shoulders. I guess I was seeing that in context more, or feeling it more, that the particular way this man's head related to his shoulders said a lot about him. The thing I do like about these temp jobs is that I meet a lot of people I would never otherwise meet, and I see them in their most unself-conscious state, working. I feel that gives me something valuable, though I don't know how I use it yet. Is that her?
Mm-hmm.
These drawings are contained within a small 5x7 sketchbook with cork covers. Susan began the sketchbook in 1999, and the drawings span 9 years and multiple geographies. Included are sketches of New Mexico, her son Joe, Port Austin, Michigan, Greenfield, Massachusetts, portraits and self-portraits, as well as some of her last drawings.
Look at that. Where is that from? Just up in the mountains.
She's got everything she needs. She's an artist. She don't look back. She got everything she needs. She's an artist. She don't look back. She can take the dark out of the nighttime and paint the daytime black. You will start out standing proud to steal anything she sees. You will start out standing.
I have been trying to draw tulips, but it's hard to capture their dignity. They are very dignified flowers. I do like to draw flowers. They have so much character and interesting lines.
She'll never stumble. She got no place to fall. She'll never stumble. She got no place to fall. She's nobody's child. The law can't touch her at all. She wears an Egyptian ring that sparkles before she speaks. She wears an Egyptian ring that sparkles before she speaks. She's a hypnotist collector. You are a walk antique. Bow down to her on Sunday. Salute her when her birthday comes. Bow down to her on Sunday. Salute her when her birthday comes. For Halloween, get her a trumpet. And for Christmas, get her a drum.
I guess I forgot we were kind of announcing it there.
Beautiful. That was so beautiful, Trish and Tom. Do a little Zoom round of applause for that gorgeous video. Thank you so much. How lovely.
Switch to
So
I think now, yeah, do you want to switch to the what you mentioned, the grid of the work, so if people want to point something out?
There should be a volume like right there where you are.
I know we're having trouble with our volume on.
turn your computer up.
I keep trying to turn this up, but anyway, in any event,
Mhm. Well, we can now open it up as Trish is changing her screen over. We can now open it up to comments, questions, memories, anything you'd like to share with the group, remembrances of Susan, or also questions about work that you saw. I'll also take this moment. It was on the screen just a second ago, but we are so happy and honored to announce the new Susan Crapo Memorial Scholarship Fund at the school. This was Trish's lovely idea to sell some of Susan's work with proceeds going to the school to establish a new scholarship. And I will send info about this with links and all of that, with more info about the scholarship fund, but it's going to support women of all ages and all backgrounds in attending programs and workshops at the Leo Marchutz School of Painting and Drawing. So we are so grateful and thrilled to have this new fund in Susan's memory at the school. And I will mention too, Trish beautifully put together a website for Susan's work, where you can see the work that um, Trish has photographed and cataloged and categorized. It's a gorgeous presentation. And you can contact Trish if you're interested in purchasing a work of Susan's. And then you'll also be able to donate directly to the fund, directly rather than purchasing a work. So it'll be open for donations, and the proceeds from the sale of the work will also go to this scholarship. And we are just so thrilled to be able to honor Susan in this way. Does anyone have any comments? Or Trish, can I help with sharing the screen? We still see the end of the video, I think, or it's just black
Oh, you do?
on our end. Yeah, I
It's
wonder maybe
funny.
if you stop share and then restart it, it might sort of kick it into gear that way.
Oh, I see. It does say that it was paused. So
Yeah,
now let's try this.
there we go. That's perfect.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem. So if anyone has any comments or questions, we can start just maybe if you unmute yourself and sort of start speaking, we'll see how that goes. And if it is a jumble of people, I can try to field the questions instead.
I'd like to
But let's just go.
can I just say something? This is P. Lil.
Please.
It's overwhelming, really, to see this amazing breadth of work, and to have Susan resurrected in such an amazing way. And Trish, to see you, my God, you look great. You sound wonderful. Thank you so much. I cannot tell you how much joy and a bit of sorrow this brings. This is so beautiful. Her work is gorgeous. And to see that splash of work from New Mexico reminded me of the time that she moved out here. And I think I served a raw turkey for Thanksgiving. But anyhow, wow, this is so beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll chime in on that. Pilo, great to see you too. This is Liz. Used
Oh
to
my
be
God.
Liz Rudnick. Yeah. Hey, hi. Great to see you. And this is a trip. I mean, truly, what a beautiful, beautiful presentation you all put together for Susan. Thank you, Trish and Tom. And just to see all these faces, like, it's really, extraordinary. Susan was amazing and so present when she was present. And it's just really good to see this, seeing Pam and Joe. It's crazy, right, Pam?
Crazy.
Wow. And, and Joe and Jim and Brian. I mean, it's a trip. It's been a long, long time. So thank you. Been out there in those fields with her, that's for sure. I mean, Joe and I definitely spent a lot of time out there in Michigan together with Susan.
Does anybody want to focus on one image? And, I mean, not.
Trish, I was just going to say that just seeing the grid is just almost overwhelming. It's just sort of phenomenal. Just to sort of amplify what everyone else has been saying about the breadth, the beauty, and just the sense of presence that you mentioned. It's pretty spectacular. And again, thank you so much for all of this. And again, this grid is just a wonderful, wonderful idea. So you can just sort of see the work all together, and it's quite moving and beautiful, overwhelming. Thank you.
Hey, Trish.
Yeah.
I was wondering, are there like dates on any of these pieces? I mean, were they put in order for like when they were done, or was she not known what time frame they were, except for like the locations?
Often I didn't really know the time frame. She very rarely dated the pieces. She very rarely signed them.
Right.
So sometimes I was guessing. And also it's funny, when Elizabeth Ivers and we've been having some conversations leading up to this, and And she was saying, well, maybe you can tell us all to get our work in order. Because, I would open portfolios sometimes and I'd be like, why are these things together? Right? Was she planning a show? I mean, anyway, so I had to sort of guess a lot. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was just curious because I mean, some of them I recognize obviously
Yeah,
because
me too.
Liz said we were out there with her, and I could see some of the motifs are the same things that I painted and some things that I actually have on the walls in my place. So it's
Mhm.
interesting to see, her view and my view from what I remember. But again, I don't know the dates on anything for God's sakes. It's terrible.
Oh, oops. Oh, shoot. Joe, I actually in the some of the portfolios, every once in a while there is something of yours, like a
Oh.
painting of a canoe,
Oh
right?
yeah,
There's
right.
yeah.
I would often paint there and just walk away and leave it. So it became part of the household.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
The decor.
Yes.
Oh,
Trish?
great, beautiful show.
This is my sister-in-law, Blaze.
Hi,
everybody. And she wanted to say something.
I wanted to see the slides of the interiors. There was
Okay.
one in particular, but I can't remember which order it was in.
I bet it's the kitchen.
You bet it was the kitchen?
Yeah, so here
Maybe.
they all are.
Two chairs.
Is there one of a rocking chair?
Oh, and in the bedroom
Oh,
too.
this
Those were
guy?
beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
There was one that was more of a close-up.
I think that was the guest room. That was my room.
Hey, that was my room.
Hey, that was my
That was my room, Pam.
Oh, I don't know. Do I have to go back to the?
Also, I was wondering if you were gonna like make little booklets of each of the sections, like for.
You can fight over the downstairs room now, guys. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what did someone? Oh, here's maybe this one.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Susan's room.
Yes,
right?
it is.
No, that's
Oh, is it? No,
That's that
it
same
isn't.
patio
That's that
bedroom.
same
Is it in
room.
the-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
our
is.
one.
Yeah.
That
That's
overlooks
her
the
room on
patio.
the patio.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
that's gonna be
actually-
in my
I
house
wanted-
soon.
Susan's
I
room.
wanted to say something about those interiors that I find extraordinary. Just in everybody that knows Susan Crapo knows she had an incredible presence, but also an incredible silence. I always remember racing around, making a lot of noise, and Susan would walk in the room with this incredible quiet presence. And I really feel that in these interiors of these chairs. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's well said, Alan.
Yeah.
I remember the kitchen so well, spending a lot of with Susan in the kitchen.
Great
Every
kitchen.
one of them. Yeah.
Everything. So the rooms, the kitchen, it brings it all back.
Mm-hmm. There's actually in this other painting of the kitchen, where is it? Here.
That one.
So this is a glass door, and behind the glass door was a blackboard, and that's a chalk drawing of Joe Keenan's on the blackboard. Do you see that? Do you see that figure? So, yeah.
Really beautiful.
Uh-huh. And I mean, one thing that I was thinking doing the voiceovers is just how deeply she thought about everything. That like commenting that the way people leave things behind on a dressing table is less self-conscious than their face. Or in one of them, I love the little bit where she says, as Giacometti keeps saying, as if she's like in a constant conversation with him, So it just was always a part of her life. Yeah.
Beautiful light.
Yeah, tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah, I can go back to the grid view. I'm figuring out how to navigate this. I can't slide from slide to slide here, but I can go to the grid and then I can choose one. If
Oh, let's look at this one here. This one right here.
Trish?
That one.
oh, wait, Elizabeth,
This
wait.
one.
Yeah, at some point I'd like to look at some of the pastels again. They were really fantastic to me.
I'm trying to remember. They're up this way, perhaps.
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, like numbers 63 and 64, and then there were 65, 66. Yeah, some of these are just sensational.
I love the hay bales.
Yeah, me too.
It seems like pastels really brought out a looseness in her, which I love it.
What did you say, Elizabeth? Brought out a what?
A real looseness and freedom.
Looseness. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of combined the looseness she sometimes often had with her drawing with the added color. It just, yeah, I really, these are just spot on. Really, really beautiful.
I mean, and there was the mention in that letter to you about a pastel self-portrait that she had to stop looking at because it, you know, and I just guessed that it must have been this one. There were other ones, but this one just struck me that this might have been what she was talking about.
Could very well be.
Yeah.
There's one pastel, or yeah, it's down the next row. If I had to pick out one that was, you're scrolling past it.
Oh,
well, I don't want to. I'm sure other people want to look at things.
I can go back to the grid. Like there's different ways.
The color in this is great. Yeah. Number 69. That one to me is just sensational. Absolutely sensational. I mean, I like the more loose abstract ones. So that's me partly, but that is just, I wouldn't change a thing about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, she has room for telephone poles, right? It's just kind of fun.
So Trish, where was she living most of the time when she did this work? She was just working sort of part-time jobs and doing her art?
Yeah, so I mean the things from Michigan, there was a house that had been in our family for over 100 years. And it wasn't winterized, so she couldn't live there. Also, you wouldn't want to live in that environment, I don't think, all winter long, but it's so cold. But she would take her work out with her and be able to basically split her time. And then the rest of the time she lived in Greenfield, Massachusetts. She moved there in 87, I want to say. I think it was the year my daughter Kate was born. So she would split her time between Greenfield and Michigan. But then she lived also for shorter periods of time in Santa Barbara and in New Mexico. So that's where some of that those bodies of work came from. Yeah.
She didn't do much around here.
Yeah, my husband is just saying from the sidelines that an interesting thing, she really didn't do a lot of work around this area. Like I don't have landscapes of Western Massachusetts, a few drawings maybe, but yeah.
Didn't she concentrate on work when she was back in, on the East Coast?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember her just saying that she just focused on work, and it was something that consumed her all day long, every day.
Right.
She was trying to make money to fuel the rest of it.
Right. So she could get away for the summer and then not have to worry about it so much. Because I know she did some work at Point of Barks, but not as much. I know she tried to either be finishing up something or would try to not started another project until she was on her way out.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't mess with her, painting and drawing and all.
Right.
Just
But I
beautiful.
really felt looking through all this and reading letters and things like she made that statement about learning to draw when she was a teenager and how it really saved her and that she never wavered. She never looked back. And I really think that always the art was the core of her, regardless of what she was doing. And she was so passionate about it, so serious. She wasn't a dabbler,
No.
in anything she did, but yeah, this was the core of who she was.
Mm-hmm.
Authentic.
And it shows.
Authentic. Whoever said that, that's what, yes, I was thinking.
Mm.
Very honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I mention a few things? I'll hopefully I won't start crying. So, but before I forget, can you folks see this? This is a collection of poems that Trish wrote. She's not going to toot her own horn, but she.
I was not going to do that.
It's a beautiful sequence of poems about Trish and her sister Susan, and it's lovely. It has some of Susan's artwork, and Trish is quite an extraordinary poet. So it's called Adrift, a Rowboat. So if you're a writer or love poems, you might want to check this out. I just wanted to say a couple of things. One is, in working on this, painting is a very solitary activity usually, but having friends who are also painters who understand something of what you're trying to do and are supportive. And Susan had, as the people attending can attest to, had an extraordinary capacity for friendship. She really, despite the things that she was dealing with in her own life, she really was able to listen to what was going on with you and respond to it. And it was really, especially early on, but later too, just her friendship and companionship when it came to our struggles as artists. And I'm so glad that the school has fostered this kind of thing. Alan, you and John know how important friendship can be in pursuit of the arts, Sam and Billy. And it's so nice to see the young people now. They seem to be forming a lot of really strong friendships that's helping them continue their art. And that's a wonderful thing. The other thing, a couple other things. Alan, you mentioned Susan's silence. And I remember in one of my letters telling her how much I loved painting and the silence of painting and going to a museum and the intense silence of a museum, usually, unless there's a huge crowd. And it didn't surprise me that she responded very strongly in the same way and how much she appreciated, because she herself, I mean, sometimes she could be pretty lively and talkative, as Trish will knows pretty well, but she was often very, very quiet, and she had this kind of silent interior space. And when I think of her and I think of painting, there's that sense of silence. And even though these Zoom conversations were very chatty, it's important to remember that that's just one of the extraordinary features of the visual arts is that profound silence. And it's one of the special things about them, I think. And lastly, and I'm not sure how to, I was thinking about the Kenneth Clark's quote about how facts become art through love. And we don't talk a lot at the school about, at least when I was there, about emotion and love and how that plays a role in your work. And I think clearly it played a really strong role in Susan's life and work. And what the connection is between one's, say, love for a landscape or love for a place like the house where she did interiors, what role that might play in one's work. It's not, there's not a direct correlation, but it can be a very, very strong and powerful force, I think. And so I just wanted to mention those things. So. And hello to everybody too, Joe and Liz and Pilo and Moran. It's nice to see, so nice to see you all.
Same here. Hello, Pam.
Hi, Joe.
You're sitting
hey,
so quietly
Pam.
there.
Wow.
Characteristically, I might add.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said I'm uncharacteristically quiet.
Yeah, yeah.
As you
What's
know.
wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
Pam, you should talk about how you and Susan used to play together.
Oh my gosh.
That was a big thing in her life as well.
Yeah,
She's
music.
quite a talented pianist. And I am a not very talented cellist, which she was able to accommodate. And we only chose music that was slow because that's all I could handle. And we called ourselves the Largo Sisters. I don't know if you know the musical reference, but oh dear. We have some fabulous recordings actually. Trish, I should share them with you sometime.
Oh, you do?
Of the Largo Sisters in performance. There's quite a bit of laughing and drinking involved, as I recall. But
I think that calls for
Tom
another
says
Zoom.
you send those, he'll make a movie.
Oh.
But yeah, thanks for helping me remember that, Joe.
Yeah, that was big.
It was big.
Didn't you guys do lobster as well that night?
Well, we did lose the lobster forks inside Susan's mother's grand piano one night.
Yeah. I think that's why I remember.
It took some real skill to get those forks the hell out of that piano, I'll tell you.
Oh Lord.
Oh my goodness. It was quite something.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Joe and Pilo, does anybody remember the trip to Venice?
Oh,
I
yes.
remember when we arrived
Yes.
at the train station and Susan arrived. Practical packaging didn't seem to be a real strong suit of hers. She arrived and it was just standard little string. She had taken her pack with the palette and the easel and stuff, and it was just wrapped with string all around. Does anybody else remember that?
I do not remember that.
I remember that train ride. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
One coming back. Oh, that was pretty wild.
I think someone brought alcohol.
Oh no.
No comment.
It was Alan.
I did not hang out the window.
Yeah, yes, you did.
You know, we had a question, we being me and Rose at this point, whether anybody had pictures of Susan from her time in X, because Rose asked me, and I mean, I went to visit her in the summer session, but I don't think I took any pictures. I mean, back then you had to bring along a real camera. So if anybody has any pictures of her, Rose would like them.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them.
I foolishly didn't take a lot of photos, even though I had a camera. I mentioned this to Sandy Parsekian, and she always seemed to have a camera in her hand.
That's true.
And I asked her if she had any photos from that year of just all of us, and she thought she might in storage somewhere, but she's in Barcelona right now, and she had some stuff in storage, I think, in New York City, and she said if and when she has time to go through it, if she comes across something, she was going to share it. So
Great.
Maybe people have drawings of her, huh? Did you guys draw each other?
Well, that's a good idea.
Did you? I don't know if you did, but
I'm sure we did.
Oh, we definitely did. We did a lot of that. Yeah.
Didn't Alan do a beautiful portrait of Susan? Am I remembering that, Alan?
I can't remember it.
Oh my
But
God,
you know, I do have a big box. I have a big box of like 70s and 80s scary photographs of everybody. So I'm going to go down there and go through. I don't remember
You did a
Susan.
portrait of her. I think she sat for you a few days, and it was in the studio, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I was so taken by it.
I'm going to look.
Okay.
My memory is a little off. I can't remember that, but you say so. I'll go look for it.
I'm positive. Do you remember that, Liza?
Alan's portrait of Susan, or vice versa? I do not.
Okay.
I don't. I have several little watercolors I did of her I can share. I don't from the school.
That'd be great.
I should probably send them to Trish first and have her tell me which ones.
Of course, we have our beautiful self-portraits too, so those are lovely. But I love to, if we're, when we're announcing or advertising the scholarship fund and all of that, I would love images of Susan to go along with it. And the self-portraits are beautiful, but I would love to see Susan through other people's eyes too. And photographs, of course, are always welcome as well.
Well, she tends to, in her own drawing, exaggerate her features somewhat, and she often shows that kind of skeptical look she had. But she also had this just beautiful, soft face and expression, which that she usually didn't portray her. She didn't see that part of her, I don't think. So, yeah.
I always asked her about her crazy eyes. When she was doing drawings and paintings of herself, I said, "What's with the eyes?"
Yeah, what did she say, Joe? Because she often makes one eye at a different angle.
It's like completely. It's like, is that? Are you telling us something? Are you trying to give us a message of some sort? But I remember having conversations, because it was like every single drawing, I'd say, "Okay, what's with the eyes?"
They're great drawings, though.
Oh no, and they look like her, but her eyes never looked like that. I mean, she didn't have cock eyes, or they're. That one's pretty good.
That one's.
There are some of those circular ones, those crazy drawings.
I like that. Yeah, that 190 is pretty great.
Yeah, fabulous.
Which is that 190? No, 110. I'm saying. Sorry, I got the wrong 110. I thought, yeah.
I think that's you, Liz. I think that's you.
That's beautiful.
Oh, you do? It doesn't look like. I think that's Susan.
It looks like.
You think it's Susan?
It might have been.
Yeah.
It looks like Susan, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
That's her expression.
I saw one that I think was me.
Oh yes.
Scoot by, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Up to. You go in the sidebar there, Trish, and go up to 108, is it?
108.
Shape of her face.
Oh yeah, that's a Susan.
Oh, that's Susan.
But those are those exaggerated, like.
There was one with glasses.
Yeah.
The glasses. That was you, Liz, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
How about this person? Do we know this?
Oh, that's
person?
Susan. Oh, that's Susan.
That's Susan.
The way she saw herself.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Which?
This one here that you're on.
Yeah.
I don't think
Looks
that's
very
Susan.
masculine.
I
This
think
one?
that's a man.
This is
Well, but she
definite.
often portrayed herself looking like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
It
She
was a
tended
little
to
like
elong-
strange.
elongate faces, and that's definitely her.
Yeah,
Her
I think
expression,
so.
I would say, personally.
Yeah. Me too.
Then there's this, the
Oh
painting.
yeah, I love this one.
I do
That's,
too.
I love that painting
Yeah,
too.
I love this.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Go down 3 more. Here?
119.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful too.
Mhm.
That's
I
a
like
real.
the
Yeah.
slightly skeptical, the skeptical look. Or yeah.
Yeah,
Sure
her
you
head
tell
looks a
me
little,
if
light.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one.
Oh yeah.
Susan.
What's with the eyes?
Right.
I'm sure I asked her after I saw it.
Well, I remember
Everybody's eyes actually now.
in the conversation, some of the conversations I had with Elizabeth as I was putting things together, Elizabeth, I remember you mentioning that when Susan came to France, that she probably had less experience painting than a lot of you. But as soon as you saw her drawing,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
realized her, I don't know, however you say
Her
it.
skill.
Her mastery. We were all just, okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
she's got it. Oh,
Mm.
yeah. There was a portrait she did of Dean Haggard that was, does anybody else remember that one?
I remember that.
Sam was just, he was practically jumping up and down. It was just, such an amazing drawing. You'll probably come across it at some point. But yeah. And yeah, we all recognized that she had something that was well ahead of us. Yeah.
Liza, I
Yeah.
think that Sam painted Dean after that as well. He
Oh,
was inspired by it. And God, that was a gorgeous painting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I just talked to Sam today.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
How is he?
Doing great.
Wow.
He's got 3 paintings over here that this gallery in Washington's we talk business really, trying to figure out how to get his big paintings from here back to Washington. But he's doing fantastic work at the moment.
Good.
Good.
Wow,
And
that's
Ben
beautiful.
Haggard told me he wanted to join the call, but he's in remote Catalonia right now, so he doesn't have internet to join, but he's looking forward to watching the recording. Speaking of the Haggards.
Mm.
So hi to Ben.
Yeah. Say hi to Ben.
Of course.
Mm.
Wow. Thank you
So
all
beautiful.
so much for doing this.
Thank you, Trish.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you,
Well,
Trish and Tom, for
Thank
putting
you,
together
Trish.
such a beautiful
Beautiful.
presentation. This has
Absolutely.
been so lovely. So lovely. And we can continue looking at the work that Susan did with the beautiful website that Trish put together. In my follow-up notes to this call, I'll share the link so you all can go on there and take a look. It's gorgeous. It's so great to see all her work together like that. So a big round of applause for Trish and Tom for putting together such a beautiful
Thank you so much.
presentation.
Yeah,
And
thank
thank you all of you.
you.
Thank all of you for coming and for joining and for having such a beautiful discussion about Susan and her work. It's been so lovely.
Can I
Thank
ask
you,
one
Rose,
last
for
question?
helping us through this. Yeah.
Of course, my pleasure. Yes, Joe, go ahead.
On the scholarship, how is that going to work? I mean, you kind of went over it quickly. Are you choosing a student that's going to be enrolled already, or is it going to be put out there so that people have to either show their portfolio, or how is it awarded?
That's a good question. Usually how we award scholarships is we have a scholarship application for each of our programs, and we have people apply generally for our sort of general scholarship fund. But this one will be with a specific eye to women of all backgrounds and ages. And our little scholarship committee, that's me, Alan, and Kathleen, will decide, and we can be in concert too with Trish and Tom to decide who gets Susan's scholarship specifically and for which program, because now we have many different programs of different lengths and locations and things like that. So I think probably a program in X makes a lot of sense to honor Trish or to honor Susan, as Trish and I discussed. And we have 1 week, 5 week, and 12-week programs in X now. So we'll have to see who is applying for scholarships, and we'll put it on our website as an option of a scholarship to apply for.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Does that answer your question? We haven't hammered it out exactly the
Yeah, no, I was just
specific
curious on how
procedure yet, but
yeah, I didn't know how you did scholarships as far as somebody having to apply for it, or you find somebody who is in need and has, you know, the qualities to accept it or whatever. So that's fine. Thank you.
yeah, of
And also,
course.
we
of
don't,
course.
we love to see their portfolio, but they don't have to have a portfolio because a lot of times beginners or
Yeah, they don't exist.
don't have a portfolio. So
Mm.
more on the way that they write and the way that they talk and the way that they think.
Yeah.
And we, in terms of that, more than are they a really good artist? Because sometimes, yeah, a lot of times people have never painted before and they're like the best student we get.
Like Susan, for example.
Yeah.
Voila.
Perfect.
Trish, I know you were wrestling with the whole question of pricing. What did you figure out about that? Or you're still mulling it over?
Well, I talked with Alan and he gave me some clarity about it. So the prices we came up with were $500 for oil paintings, $350 for the pastels, and $250 for watercolors or drawings.
That's
Okay.
deal.
You know, and Alan pointed out if
Mhm.
anything was in a gallery, it would be twice that.
Right.
So that seemed
Right.
like a way to create a fair price for people. You know, and I'm not in the business of having a big garage sale here or anything. It's just that over the years, some of you who loved her have asked me about buying things. So this,
Right.
like, it created a nice opportunity to do that. Yeah.
And are you thinking of maybe, I know you want to add to the website and continue to sell work for the scholarship fund. Do you think you might maybe focus on an anniversary date and add new stuff and then maybe an annual announcement, or
I
are you
don't
going to?
know. I mean,
Okay,
in all honesty, the more that it's unfurling, the less I really want to do a big push about selling work and
Mhm.
more. I would love for people to start donating to the fund. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like I feel like this opportunity to buy work is partly for you guys, right? Because you loved her and cared about her. But
okay,
I mean, first of all, there's not unlimited pieces, right?
sure.
Right.
So, but I mean, some kind of, I don't know, I think that I trust Rose and Alan and Kathleen to figure out how to, if we want to use this word, market the fund, right? I mean, because that's just a reality. You need to figure out a way to create some interest. And I've been trying to think of things myself too, like maybe there's ways to hook up with other foundations that support women in the arts. I don't know, right? Like,
Okay,
anyway.
yeah, all
You
good
may want to,
ideas.
Trish, you may want to talk to some other people about prices too. That's just what I thought. But like
Right.
Rose said, they're one of a kinds because there's not going to be any more. So,
Right.
Right.
like it's very hard to try to figure out pricing, do you sell it for $20 or $20,000? It's just really difficult to
There's a
know
range. Yep.
exactly,
Yeah,
how to go
I
about it.
agree.
Right.
I mean, another thing that has come up is people have asked me about the possibility of making prints, especially of works on paper.
That's a
be
good
another
idea.
way to, for me, it's not so much about selling a lot of work, but about people who have wanted to have access because they
Oh,
cared
yeah.
about it and they loved her and they
Sure.
admired the work.
People
So
who
prints
love,
might
yeah,
be
yeah,
another way.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
you could do limited
That's a
editions
great
of
idea.
certain of the images.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Wait, somebody said something about limited edition. Who said that?
That's what I
Joe,
thought.
me.
Joe.
Yeah, you could find, I mean, nowadays it's completely legit to do it, electronically, as opposed to having somebody pulling a squeegee or whatever.
Right.
In the world of prints and multiples, you can easily find somebody that would do high quality, fine art images, and you could do limited, like, do 10 or 20, and depending on how many you produce, would justify the price.
Right. That's a
So
great
you'd get,
idea.
Right,
you'd get more
exactly.
out there, and then the original stays in the private collection or the archive
Mhm.
collection.
Right.
So that way you would never diminish your, amount of things you actually have, which would be considered the master or the
Right.
maquette.
And I do live in an area where there are quite a few fine art printers, so that
Oh, yeah.
would not be hard. Like Western
Perfect.
Mass has a number of them. I can think of 3 offhand.
Right.
So I can pursue that for sure.
I think that'd be
And
great.
if there are works you want to keep personally for you or your family, that would be a way to get those images available to other people, would be through fine art prints like that. But
Right.
you keep the original, of course.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Wonderful. Well, we'll keep in touch and keep developing this. And all of you, if you have ideas and things you'd like to see, let Trish and I know, and we'll keep brainstorming how we can best honor her memory and all of that.
Thank you, Rose and Alan, for being open to this.
Oh my gosh, it's been such a pleasure.
Okay.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you
It's
so
been so
much,
wonderful.
Liz, for your work, and Trish. Wow, what a beautiful website, Trish. Beautiful
Oh,
work.
Absolutely.
Really
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So nice.
Gorgeous.
So nice.
So lovely.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you,
ready.
everyone.
Bye, all.
Very-
Bye, all. Great to see you.
Thanks,
yeah.
everybody.
Great to
Yeah.
see you.
Bye.
Thanks,
See you.
everyone.
Thank
Talk to you
you.
all soon. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Take
Trish.
care.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye, Pam.
Bye,
See you,
everybody.
Joe.
Bye,
Bye.
Jenny.